Okay, hello, Gary Salo, Golden Motor, Canada. There seems to be a problem with the USB cables, or a perceived problem at least. When you look at the cable, it doesn't look so great at this connection here. I don't know how well you can see that in this light. But I think what has happened is when they made the cable in China, they did it in a warm environment, and then it came over in an ocean container to Canada in a cold container. And of course it's cold in the winter in Canada, and when it gets here the outside skin shrinks. So really all that needs to be done to correct the way the cable looks is to just move the wrap down. My backdrop is falling. I hope to have this here so we could see. But now the cable is inserted properly into the USB end. As you can see here, all I did was I moved the cable down on the wires. I think it contracted coming over on the ocean where it was cold after it was built in a warm factory in China somewhere. So that's it. This black stuff they put on here too, I'm not a big fan of that. I normally just peel that off. You can actually see the wires, but that's not a big deal. You can see there's 4 wires. If you look at the other end, you can see there's 4 wires here. So 4 wires hook up inside this. The reason I'm pointing that out is, well, just to show you again, you can just move this black stuff down, just slide your hand along the wire, tuck it back into the USB end, and it looks fine. That really doesn't have a lot to do with how it connects anyway. I've never had one of these fail. Some people complain that it's bent. I don't know, it looks kind of straight, but it moves in there. You can push it down. I guess it looks kind of bent that way now, I don't know. You can move it the other way. It's just a little circuit board inside that is snapped shut inside this case. Sometimes it doesn't go in correctly, it's not in smooth. When they solder the 4 wires, it could be on one side of the circuit board, and when it snaps into the case, it sits it offset a little bit. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It still works fine. I've never had a USB cable fail. They always work. I've tested many of them. They all work. Anyway, that's the external one. Somewhere here I have an internal one. Bear with me. It's kind of messy. Here's an internal one. This is normally how they come, or I ship them to you. Get a pair of scissors. So let's take a look at this one. Now, the other one I pointed out had 4 wires. Well, this is a serial cable, and the pin on the end here has 8 pins in it. So there's 8 wires in this cable. So when you look at this end, this cable also shrunk. You can see the black stuff is pulled right out. When you look at the end, let's just get rid of that. It looks stupid. You can see all the wires there. There's 8 wires that come to this, but only 4 are connected. So there's probably some you can see in there. The brown one, there's a couple here that aren't even connected. And that's because there's only 4 wires required in here. So if you see those sticking out, it doesn't mean it's broke. It just means they're only using 4 of the 8 wires. And then now, I'm going to stretch it out again, because like I said before, it came from that nice warm factory in China and shrunk with the outside skin on it. So here's the end. So you just pull the cable back through your fingers all the way through the end. It's a little tangled up here, but it's working. Let's undo that. Move the cable all the way to the end. And then it probably looks pretty close to how it was originally from the factory. No wires sticking out, or maybe they are there a little bit, but does it really matter? Again, you can push that in. Yeah, I'm going to go off camera here and just stretch this out properly. It's hard in the small workspace. Okay, so now I've pushed the skin along really well there. And, well, no more wires. But these always work. And hopefully that explains the USB cable issue. Take care.